Ethan Cole had worked the night shift at Ridgeway Hotel for almost a year, and in all that time, he had never received a phone call from room 309. No one stayed in room 309. It wasn't that the room was closed or locked. It was perfectly normal, furnished, polished, and ready for guests. But guests simply never booked it for more than a night, and most of them asked to change rooms before midnight. Some said it was the flickering lights, others complained about hearing someone whisper behind the walls, and a few packed up, pale and shaking, refusing refunds as long as they could get out. Ethan assumed people exaggerated. That changed on a cold October night when he picked up the phone and heard something he would never forget. The first call. It was 2:17 a.m. Ethan was scrolling through his phone behind the counter when the telephone rang, an old black rotary phone the hotel owner refused to replace. The cord shook slightly as if someone had tugged it. The screen showed the caller ID, room 309. Ethan frowned. No one was staying in 309 tonight. He hesitated before answering. "Front desk," he said. At first, he heard nothing but shallow breathing. Then a woman whispered, "Someone is in my room." Ethan sat up straight. "Ma'am, no one is checked into 309 tonight. Are you sure you're in the right room?" Her breathing grew faster. He keeps standing at the foot of my bed. Every time I close my eyes, he comes closer." "Who's there with you?" "I don't know," she whispered. "He doesn't have a face." Ethan's mouth went dry. "Stay on the line. I'm coming up. Please hurry," she whispered. "He's getting." The call cut off. Ethan grabbed his flashlight and master key and ran for the elevator. The hotel was ancient, and the hallway lights flickered when he stepped out onto the third floor. Room 309 was at the far end. As he approached, he felt something he had never felt before. The air grew colder, like walking into a freezer. The silence was thick, almost pressing into his ears. He knocked on the door. "Front desk. Is anyone inside?" No answer. He inserted the master key and pushed the door open. The room was empty. The bed was neatly made, untouched. The bathroom lights were off. The closet door was open, nothing inside. Ethan stepped further in. "Hello," he called out. The silence swallowed his voice. He checked under the bed, behind the curtains, inside the bathroom. No one, but the window was open slightly, letting in a freezing gust. There was no sign of the woman. Ethan turned to leave when something made him stop. The phone inside the room, the small desk phone, was off the hook, hanging by the cord. A shiver crawled down his spine. He hung it back and hurried out. The second call. At 3:04 a.m., the phone rang again. Caller ID, room 309. Ethan's fingers trembled slightly as he answered. Hello. This time it was a man's voice. "Why did you leave me alone?" The man whispered. Ethan's breath hitched. "Sir, no one is in that room." "Who are you?" "He's back," the man whispered. "The faceless man. He won't stop staring at me." Ethan swallowed. "Where exactly do you see him?" The man's voice trembled. "He's standing behind you." Ethan spun around. No one was there. He slammed the phone down. Sweat coated his palms. He didn't go back to the room this time. Instead, he went to the security office, switching on the hallway cameras. Camera 3C showed the third floor corridor. Empty. Except, a shadow stood in front of room 309. Not a person. The shape was wrong. Too still. Too dark. As if the shadows had thickened into something almost human. Then it vanished. Ethan stumbled back from the monitor. The third call. At 3:33 a.m., the phone rang again. Ethan didn't want to answer. Every instinct screamed at him not to. But his hand lifted on its own, as though something unseen guided it. He picked up. This time, multiple voices whispered at once. "Come upstairs, Ethan. You left us alone. He's waiting. You're next." Ethan froze. "Who are you?" A single voice rose above the whispering, a different voice, deeper, distorted, almost inhuman. "Come to room 309. The call ended. The lights in the lobby flickered violently and went out for a second. When they came back, the elevator doors opened by themselves. Ethan backed away, heart pounding. The elevator remained open, as if inviting him in. "Hell no," He muttered and ran for the stairway instead. The stairwell was colder than before. His breath puffed out in white clouds. On the third floor, the hallway lights flickered rapidly, buzzing like angry insects. The carpet was damp under his feet, though there had been no water leak earlier. Halfway down the hall, he saw it. Room 309's door was wide open. Darkness spilled from inside, darker than the hallway itself, like ink bleeding into water. Ethan forced himself forward. "Hello," he whispered. That's when he heard it. Breathing. Not his. Not human. Slow, rattling, like air moving through hollow bones. He should have run. He should have escaped the hotel entirely. Instead, something drew him inside. Inside room 309. The room smelled like damp earth, like something buried long ago. The walls seemed darker, stained with something he didn't want to identify. The curtains swayed even though the window was shut. The phone rang again, right beside him. Ring, ring, ring. It wasn't connected to the wall anymore. It lay on the desk, cord cut clean, and yet it kept ringing. Ethan reached out with trembling fingers and picked it up. "Why did you come?" a whisper asked. "Who are you? Turn around." Ethan froze. "No, turn around," the whisper insisted. The air behind him shifted. Cold, heavy, wrong. Ethan slowly turned, and saw it. A figure stood inches away, tall, thin, its body stretched unnaturally, like distorted shadows glued together. But its face was smooth skin, blank, featureless. No eyes, no mouth, no expression, yet Ethan felt it staring at him. The faceless thing tilted its head. Something moved under its skin, fingers pushing from inside, as if dozens of hands were trapped beneath the surface, reaching, clawing, trying to escape. Ethan stumbled back. The creature stepped forward silently. He turned to run, but the door slammed shut on its own. The room plunged into darkness. And then, the voices returned. "She called you. He called you. We called you. You answered." Ethan screamed as cold, invisible hands grabbed him. The next morning, the morning staff arrived at 7 a.m. They found the lobby empty, lights flickering. Ethan's phone lay on the counter, screen cracked. The old rotary phone kept ringing. Room 309 on caller ID. The manager went upstairs. The hallway was freezing. The door of room 309 was open. Inside, the room looked completely normal, except for one thing. A message scratched into the wall beside the bed. He answered. Ethan was never found, but every night after 2 a.m., the phone at the front desk still rings. And if anyone is foolish enough to answer, they hear Ethan's trembling voice whisper, "Don't come upstairs, he doesn't let you leave."